All right, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh by Shemiah Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles of GMS of Great Millstone. Salutations, Shalom, and blessings to the elect. All right, this is going to be a quick, short video as possible. All right, this is from the New York Times. We're just going to read it. It says, why are taxi drivers in New York killing themselves? 3 taxi owners and 5 other professional drivers have died by suicide over the last year. It was promoted a flurry of legislations to improve working conditions for drivers. A taxi driver named Roy Kim recently became the 8th professional driver to die by suicide in New York over the last year. The city's taxi commissioner, Miria Joshi, has characterized the deaths as an epidemic. The stories have drawn attention to the economic despair in the industry and prompted the city council to weigh new legislations to help taxi owners reduce their debt and to increase driver wages. Okay, and this all has to do, all right, with Uber, man. If you really look at it, all right, and Lyft and all these driving apps, because a lot of people don't use taxis anymore, all right? Taxis will become obsolete, all right, and they're becoming obsolete fast, all right? I mean, I don't remember the last time me actually ordering a cab, And this is prophecy, man. All right, this is prophecy being fulfilled. All right. I'll get to that later. I'll just keep reading the article. It says each case is different, and it is difficult to know why someone decides to take their life. Most of the drivers were immigrants in their 50s and 60s. Some whom had told friends and family that they were having a difficult time making a living as Uber began to dominate the ride-hailing industry. You see? 3 of the drivers owned a taxi Medellin, the aluminum plate required to drive a cab in New York that once sold for more than $1 million. It is now worth a little as $200,000. Wow, and that's quick, man. And that's all thanks to Uber, and Lyft. All right, and this is a Moabite who killed himself. All right, because we know Jake don't really be, even though the Most High, can put the spirit on a Jake, to take his life away. But really, our people are not known for committing suicide, man, because unlike the other nations, we can handle adversity. All right, we can handle being broke. We can handle, eating canned foods. You know what I'm saying? Because the scripture said we are strong. One people shall be stronger than the other. All right, and that proves that we're the Most High, Yahweh by Shemiah Shai's chosen people. All right, you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Native Americans. All right. Now, reading on, it says, here's what we know about Mr. Kim and the broader crisis. All right, and one thing I want to say is that, Esau's well known for committing suicide, man. All right? Because he's not a spiritual... None of these nations, none of these heathen nations outside of our nation, the nation of Israel, can handle adversity as we can. All right? We're a strong people. All right? Like I said, like the Most High said before. All right? That's why no matter what you throw to us, whether, Jacob, be broke as hell, 3 cents in a bank, not even $1, he ain't gonna commit suicide. Hell no. Fuck money, man. Money ain't got shit, man. Life is more important than money, man. Fuck money. Fuck all this shit, man. Mr. Kim was 58 years old, Korean immigrant who lived in Queens. He had driven a taxi for more than 4 years and brought Medellin last year for about $578,000. You see? And that's these heathens, man. All right? You see, and now the heathen, are starting to feel them curses just a little bit, man. This is a Moabite, man, commit suicide because he sees that, his being a taxi driver, it ain't bringing in money no more, man. Because taxis are dying off. Nobody's using taxis anymore. All right, everybody using Uber or Lyft, man. Predominantly Uber. All right, and you can order Uber anytime you want, man. All right, you don't have to and you get to see through your phone whether they're near or not, man. Unlike taxi drivers, you call them and they never show up, or they give you they be half hour late or some shit. All right, they're not as reliable as the Uber, man, and as fast as Uber. All right, Uber's all over the place, man. You could catch an Uber nearly in the middle of a highway, man, if you want, man. All right? Anywhere, man. Uber's everywhere, man. All right? And it's dominating. All right? It says Mr. Kim was a 50-year-old. I already read that. And, well, yeah. He had driven a taxi for, let me read it again. Mr. Kim was a 50-year-old Korean immigrant who lived in Queens. He had driven a taxi for more than 4 years and bought a medallion last year for about $578,000. An occasion he celebrated by having a sushi dinner with the driver he met years ago while waiting for passengers at Kennedy International Airport. But Mr. Kim had complained to friends this year that he could not find fares. Exactly, all right? He began working more often, eventually driving 7 days a week. Still, his friends were surprised by his death. There's no other reason but the financial aspect, you see, said Kyung Ryung Kang. And this shows you that this place America is going down, man. All right? If you commit suicide because you're finding out that you can't make money, man, you know, it shows you where this place is going, where it's headed to, man. All right? Apostle Tahar says, you know, he quotes it all the time, that America is circling the drain. And it is, man. It's just a matter of time when it's actually going to go down that hole, man. But it's circling, man. It's actually circling, man. Until the drain sucks it all out, man. All right? It sucks it in with it, man. All right? But it says a friend and fellow driver who had celebrated at dinner with him last year, it was harder and harder to survive. And it is, man. It's real out here, man. All right? These jobs ain't paying nothing, man. All right? Being a taxi driver, you know, if you having competition, especially Uber, all right, and Lyft and all these Uber apps, all right, how do you expect to survive, man, with such big competition like that? All right? It's taking out all the little corporations out, man, out the way. Just like Amazon, man. Amazon's huge, man. No one really shops, you know, in the mall anymore. Nobody goes outside literally to shop, man. All right? Because everybody's lazy, you know, either they don't want to go out, or, you know, or it's just cheaper, man. And it is actually cheaper to shop online, you know. The internet is taking over, man. This is an internet world, and this is what Esau wants, man. He imagines, man. All right? Esau's trying to do away with all this, all the physical stuff, like money and stuff, you know, and he wants to make this a digital world, man. All right? Where you're connected to the internet 24/7. You yourself, man. All right? It says on November 5th, Mr. Kim was found hanging by a belt from the doorway to his bedroom. The police said he had an adult son who lives in South Korea. Friends have been unable to reach Mr. Kim's son. A group driver recently held a vigil at Flushing Meadows Corner Park in Queens to remember him. Mr. Kang said he misses seeing Mr. Kim at the airport taxi lot. He was a generous person and always bought coffee for us, he said. 2 other drivers who took their lives also owned taxi medallions. Nikar Ushior, who was from Romania, that was an Edomite, and Kenny Chow, who was from Burma. You see, and these are gooks, man. All right, gooks and Edomite, man. You don't see Jake owning these businesses. All right. Both told friends they were worried about paying off their debt. Okay. You see, and a lot of people are in tons of debt, man. America's in trillions of dollars of debt. You know. Apostle, you know, the debt clock was at 21 trillion, but Apostle Tahar really said it's actually 200 trillion. All right, so you don't believe what Esau puts out there. You know, it's more than 21 trillion because he said it has something to do with with the health insurance, if I can remember correctly. But yeah, man. All right, a lot of people are in debt. You know, a lot of people are struggling to survive. All right, because they're worried about paying their debt. You know, and then they were trying about buying food, putting food on the table, paying their rent. You know, it shows you that this place America is going down, man. All right. This place, America, will soon be out of here, all right? In February, a black car driver named Douglas Schiffer killed himself with a shotgun in front of City Hall. He had written on Facebook that Uber had flooded the streets with vehicles and complained about having to work 100 hours a week to survive. You see? All right? So now you're having these taxi drivers committing suicide, man. All right? Because they can't survive because Uber, you know, because the internet really, man. Uber, all right, Uber, Lyft is dominating, man. Primarily Uber, all right, and it's kicking these taxis. Hell, it's even gonna take out the buses, man. All right, your local city bus, all right. they're going to go out of business too, man. All right? Because Uber's dominating. Uber's worldwide. All right? It's a $1 million or not billion-dollar company. All right? It says drivers for Uber and other car services have also raised concerns about low wages. But other drivers who died by suicide were Faustio Luna, an Uber driver, Abdul Salih, a taxi driver who had leased his vehicle, Daniel Casillo, a livery driver, and Alfredo Perez, a livery driver. This tragedy underscores the importance of finding new ways for government, the industry, and lenders to work in a unity to address the financial challenges that are weighing so heavily on our licensees. The government, Esau don't give a fuck about that, man. All right, Esau don't care if you commit suicide because you can't make it out here. At the end of the day, he only cares about himself, man. All right? Mr. Joshi said in a statement after Kim's death, in August, the city council approved a cap on Uber and other ride-hail vehicles. The first major American city to do so, the council is considering a separate set of bills that will establish a health fund for drivers and create driver assistance centers. Man, look, no matter what you try to do, man, there's not going to be no jobs. And that's prophecy, man. All right? I'll bring that out, once I'm done with this. But it says two offer mental health counseling and financial advice. Corey Johnson, the council speaker, said the city was also looking at options to help Medallion owners saddled with massive debt, from a Patriot bailout to a hardship fund. The New York Taxi Workers Alliance, a group that represents drivers, is urging the city to work with banks and philanthropic groups to write off 20% of taxi owners' outstanding debt. At the vigil for Mr. Kim, the group's leader, Pahaviri, if I'm saying it right, Desia, had a message for taxi drivers who are struggling. The city is finally addressing the problem and things will get better soon. Well, the truth is things are not going to get better soon, all right? That's just a lie. They're lying to you. We know change is coming. Yeah, change is coming, all right? But the Most High's change is coming, not Esau's change, all right? As it is written, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of that followeth, all right? That's the change that's going to come to the planet Earth, all right? The Most High is going to establish his laws, statutes, commandments, and his people over all nations, all right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, you will rule this whole planet Earth with your power, Yahweh by Shem Yashai, over all these other nations, okay? But it says, she said, after Mr. O'Shear's death, his family raised more than $30,000 to help pay off his medallion. An anonymous donor also contacted his son, Gabriel Osher, wanting to help longtime drivers like his father. The donor sent him a batch of money orders, each worth $1,000, to deliver to 217 owners who bought their medallion before 1990 and still drive their taxi. Mr. Osher is trying to reach all of the drivers to mail the gifts, which will be sent with a letter from the donor. Please know that your 3 decades or more of service are appreciated and that my life had been made better by you having worked the streets, the letter says. You see? And I'm assuming this is the owner. And he's basically writing to the drivers, saying thank you for making me rich, basically, And these drivers getting paid shit, man. All right, that's why you gotta work 100 hours, man. These taxi drivers, all right, because they can't make it out here, man. All right, nobody uses taxis anymore, man. Nobody, all right. It's all Uber. Uber's taking over, man. Everything, all right. This is a digital world. We're entering a new world, a new decade. Out with the old, in with the new. All right, and that's what Esau wants, man. All right, if you are having thoughts of suicide, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. All right, and it ends right there. All right. See the Yeah, man. All right. Well, let me just bring out the scriptures, for that. All right. Just to close it out, this is the book of Ecclesiastes 12:3. All right. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few." All right. And that's your work, man. All right. And like you saw right there, all right. These taxi drivers are committing suicide. That's the 8th one this year in New York to commit suicide. All right, because he's finding out that Uber's over flooding the streets. All right, and he can't work, man. All right, because Uber's taking his work from him, man. All right, so it's gonna get worse. All right, it's gonna get way worse out here. All right, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right, so this is the time. This is what's coming to America, man. All throughout the world, not just America, but all over the world, man. But primarily here in America, because America is not gonna get better. All right, the Most High is gonna make this place very uncomfortable. All right. And it's only going to get worse. But, with that, I hope this video was a little edifying. Till next time, I'd like to say all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh by Shemi Al-Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles of GMS of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings and shalom to the elect. Until next time, shalom.